Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Planning Board of November the 15th, 2023. We start the Planning Board meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance, so please join me. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have a few housekeeping issues we need to go over. The session is also being virtually broadcast, so anybody that's out there in the remote world, that if you're using a computer or a smart device, you can go to www.zoomus, enter the meeting ID of 754-663-912, or by phone, 312-626-6799, and it's in the meeting ID is 754-663-912. If you are going to be out there and during public hearing, you hit *6 to toggle mute, unmute, and *9 to raise your hand.
John, swing your mic over.
Oops, sorry. Yeah. Doesn't seem to be level. A couple of security and safety issues that if the alarms go off, we have an exit to my right, and in the back of the room is another exit. Do not take the elevator. If you need assistance, somebody will help you get down. In addition to that, any electronic devices, such as an iPad, phones, and so forth, if you could either put them on mute or vibrate, that would be great. Before I introduce the board members, we'd like to thank the board, especially Andy Myers, George Sioris, and my vice chair, Dave Nelson. Had been out on medical absences, and I was able to watch it on TV, and everybody did a fantastic job, so I really appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Lisa Carvello, our recording secretary, is out at a funeral, so condolences to her, but she'll be watching this tomorrow to get the minutes out. So we're going to start off with escrow.
John, introduce the members.
Oh, that's right, sorry. It's been 6 months. So we're going to start out with George Sioris, the Director of Planning.
Good evening.
And then we have Randy Chase, Town Administrator's Representative.
Good evening.
And we have Dan Healy.
Good evening.
We have Town Council Representative, Mr. Grenice.
Good evening and welcome back.
Thank you. And we have Mr. LaRue.
Good evening.
We have Mr. Richard Malaby here.
Good to see you, Mr. Chair.
And we have Mr. Andy Myers,
Welcome back.
Mr. Dave Nelson,
Yes, welcome back, Mr. Chairman.
and I'm John O'Connor, the Vice Chairman. And keep a check on to make sure I follow the agenda right. The first project name is Bridgeway Christian Church. The developer is the same, escrow account the same, escrow type, letter of credit, parcel ID location, 03117-025-148 Rockingham Road. Please approve release number 1 in the amount of $27,838.08 for the above noted project. The amount to retain is $31,453.92. This escrow is non-interest bearing.
So moved.
So we have a motion, we have a second. The gentleman in the cubicle back there, anybody on Zoom? Okay, thank you. Then I can call for, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstain? Motion passes.
Mr. Chairman, before we go on to the next one, Mark and I can, we're gonna have to just temporarily put the one for Dennis Brasher and Praziano's Pizza on hold, because they need to.
Oh, because of the other business?
No,
Basically, I just noticed it now. Unfortunately, I should have looked at it earlier today. The amount was supposed to be for $34,000 and $764.50. And a lot of times these financing companies, they round up or down to nearest thousand, and that doesn't work with our Excel worksheet. We have to get to the penny. We have to do that with finance, and it's something that I missed.
So to
So-
clear up the paperwork, you don't need us to make an amendment right now.
Not right now. I would just
So back
make
side.
sure they can come back and do it for the right amount, so it makes everything cleaner when we do the processing for our future releases and final release.
Got it, thank you.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Mr. Chase?
while they're cleaning it up, could they put an N instead of bod? It'll say bond.
Oh, yeah.
Good catch, Randall.
Thank you.
Okay, the next one is Site Plan 35 Maple Street. Developer Horns Pond Real Estate Group. Escrow account same. Letter of credit is escrow type. Parcel ID location 29151, 35 Maple Street. Please renew letter of credit number 24284, drawn on Enterprise Bank in the amount of $136,915.92 for the above noted project. The expiration date shall be December the 1st, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Motion passes. Should I have another one?
Yeah.
I don't have it here. Thank you. The project name is Bridgeway Christian Church, developer the same, escrow account the same, escrow type letter of credit, parcel ID and location, 03117-025, 148 Rockingham Road. Action requested, please renew letter of credit number 49719-2, drawn on Enterprise Bank in the amount of $31,453.92 for the above noted project. The expiration date shall be November 12th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Do we have a motion? We have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. We go into the approval of minutes of October 18th, 2023.
Move to approve as presented, Mr. Chair.
So we have a motion?
Second.
Okay, with that, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Abstain?
Mr. Chairman, I will abstain. I was absent.
Okay, that's Mr. Grenice is abstaining, John O'Connor is abstaining, and the rest of the board that's here is moving on. So we did have a final vote on that, correct? Yeah. They're saying. There is no correspondence, so Andy's off the hook tonight. And other business, we have a second request to extend approval for Dennis Brasher, PID 37074 and 37082. Number 4 and number 6 Chester Road, Paisanos, if I said that right, Pizza.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, as you said, the applicants asked for an additional 6 months, given what the market's out there with the costs, and Dennis Brasher is here with his engineer, but the board has extended a second time. We just asked that, given the economy and all the construction costs and what's going on with interest rates, staff don't have an issue with it and recommend an additional 6 months approval till June.
Okay,
All right, so
any
Mr.
further
Chairman,
questions?
Mr. Chairman, if there's no questions or comments from the board, I'd like to make a motion.
I have one question. How many, for someone that's newer on the board, how many extensions can
We
we
should do 2,
do?
sometimes 3.
Is there a limit, or,
No, we have done 3 at one point if it's a serious situation.
I think that, yeah, to answer Dan's question, that's a great question for the new members, right? You do your first one automatically, obviously. You come in with a second. Not to get gloomy about the economy, but when we had a recession, the Hannaford Plaza, you guys gave them like a 2.5-year extension because things were rough during that stretch, and now it got built. But That, you could do a third, but there's no limitation.
Okay, thank you.
So any further questions?
Hi,
If
Mr.
not, we
Chairman, I'd
have a
like to make a motion. I move to approve a second request to extend the conditional approval granted on December 7, 2022 for additional 6 months for Dennis Brasher, PID 37074 and 37082, 6 and 4 Chester Road. The new expiration date will be June 7th, 2024.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion from Mr. Grenice. We have a second from Dave Nelson. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain?
I need to abstain.
That's correct. I had you down there for that. And so to pick that up there, Andy Myers abstained. Planning Director Chairman's update. Due to the closeness of the holiday in December, which is the next meeting, the second meeting in December would have been on December 20th. So we're going to cancel that at this point in time. Anybody have any objections? Going out Christmas shopping for me? Nope, I guess not.
We'll send a reminder out. We'll send a reminder out, so you have a meeting on the 6th of this month, December, and then we'll go back to 2 meetings in January after New Year's.
Okay, with that, we're going to go into a public hearing. So we're completed with Pison. So on the public hearing, we're going to discuss 71 Birch Street LLC, PID 28001, also 28002, 69 and 71 Birch Street, Brendan and Leanna Hernandez Clegg, I hope I'm saying that right, PID 25014-001, 3 Kendall Pond Road, acceptance and review of the lot merger, lot line adjustment, and a 2-lot subdivision. So you want to bring us up to date on, there's going to be 2 pieces to this here, correct?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Thank you, Mr. Chair. For phase 1, just for the record, like you said, the applicant is 71 Birch Street LLC and Brendan and Eliana Hernandez Clegg. The properties are at the corner of Kendall Pond and Birch Street. The purpose of the plan is for a lot merger, a lot line adjustment, and a 2-lot subdivision located in the Office Medical Business District between the 2 above properties. Again, this is phase 1. A future site plan will be submitted for the new building, probably later into the winter for dairy plumbing and heating. And then a single-family home will be built on parcel 28001 off of Eden Street. All town departments have reviewed and signed the plan. There are no waiver requests. The New Hampshire State subdivision approval is pending. We have a copy of the application in the file. And staff would recommend approval of the subdivision lot line change and merger. I'll turn over to Nick Loring, the engineer who's representing the owner.
Welcome, Nick. Welcome, Dave.
Thanks, everyone. Good evening. Just for the record, my name is Nick Loring. I'm with Benchmark. We're the engineers. To my right is Dave Benedict. He's the owner of 2 of the parcels and represents 71 Birch Street LLC. I am also here on behalf of the Clegg family, Brandon and Eileen Hernandez Clegg. They are the owners of 3 Kendall Pond Road, which is one of the lots, one of the 3 lots we're going to discuss tonight. So this proposal there's 3 parcels that are part of it. It's tax map 28, lots 1 and 2. And those are the original lots that are on the Chutes Corner, the Kendall Pond and Birch Street intersection. There were originally a single-family residence and a convenience store. Both were demolished around 2019. There are some existing driveways, some curb cuts and driveways that remain on the parcel. The 3rd lot has frontage on Kendall Pond Road, and that's the 3 Kendall Pond address. There's an existing residence there. The total parcel area is 4.6 acres. We are proposing to currently map 28 lots 1 and 2. Lot 1 is a small 1/4 acre site. It's directly across the street. Currently, that lot is directly across the street from the main entrance to the Speedway gas station. It's that dashed line at the top of the plans. And the first part of this plan is to merge those two lots. And it would be to, after those are merged, the second part is to create a new map, 28 Lot 1 with frontage off of Eden Street. Earlier this year in April, we were before the Zoning Board of Adjustment, and we were granted relief for less than the required frontage for that lot. There's 55 feet along Eden Street, so that's where the legal frontage on that lot would come out on, and we have a variance for that reduced frontage. We are also going to, in surveying and doing the work out here, we had identified an encroachment for the 3 Kendall Pond Road lot. There's some backyard improvements for that house that are over the lot line. So what the lot line adjustment on this does is, Mr. Benedict's been working with those owners. It's just a land swap so they can keep, there's some fence and improvements in their backyard. So if you look at, on the colored plan, it's those 2 yellow pieces that are gonna be swapped. So that's really just adjusting those lot lines in order for 3 Kendall Pond Road parcel to keep their improvements on their backyard. And we were before Conservation Commission in October. We did a site walk with them. They're okay with everything we're proposing here. We've gone through the TRC process. The new proposed lot, we do have a water connection for that lot, so it'll be on-site septic system and municipal water. And there's also as part of that, the driveway is over 150 feet long, so we do have a fire turnaround associated with that to meet the NFPA and dairy site plan regulations and subdivision. As George stated, the front lot with frontage on Birch Street and Kendall Pond Road, the Lot 2 that we're creating, there is a future site plan that's going to be here before you, hopefully in the next couple of months. And that'll be for a building for dairy, plumbing, and heating. But right now, this is just the subdivision to clean up these lot lines and create that new lot on Eden Street. So we have, the only permit that is outstanding is the NHDES subdivision. It has been submitted, so we expect to hear back from them hopefully in the next week. And there are no waivers that we have for the subdivision. And that's everything I have. I'd be happy to answer any questions the board has.
Typically, what we'll end up doing is we open up the public hearing, and then when the public hearing's closed, then we'll go back to you with any questions from the public. But I have a question prior to starting. Do we have authorization for Nick to be able to speak for the people on the other portion of the?
Yes, we do. Yeah.
So you have that?
Yep.
Just being able.
Nope, that's good. We have it, thank you. Yep.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to accept jurisdiction.
Second.
Do we have a motion?
I'm going to read it.
Oh,
No, I just want to say, that's what I want to do.
okay.
So, sorry. So I move to accept jurisdiction of lot line adjustment plan, lot merger, and 2-lot subdivision plan before the board for 71 Birch Street LLC in Brandon, in Elena? Cool. Hernandez, Clegg, PID 28001, 28002, 25014-001, 69 to 71 Birch Street, and 3 Kendall Pond Road.
Second.
So we have a
So
motion by,
That was the preparatory command, not the command of execution.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
so we had a motion from Mr. Gurnice, a second from Mr. Dave Nelson. All in favor? Well, this one's going to be a
Roll
vote.
call. Yeah.
So, Mr. Chase,
Yes.
Mr. Healy,
Yes.
Mr. Gurnice.
Yes.
Mr. Mallaby.
Yes.
Mr. Myers.
Yes.
Mr. Nelson.
Yes.
The chair votes yes.
Hi, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to determine of regional impact pursuant to RSA 36:56. The board finds a proposal as presented at this time meets the definition of a development of regional impact.
So we have a motion from Mr. Gurnice.
Second.
We have a second from Mr. Nelson. Mr. Chase.
No. This is a very small-scale plan, and it does not meet the definition of a regional impact.
Mr. Neal?
No regional impact.
Mr. Ganese?
No regional impact for the same reasons.
Mr. Malaby?
No, for the same reasons as Mr. Chase.
Mr. Myers?
No, same reasons.
Ms. Nelson?
No regional impact.
And the chair will follow along with the board and make it unanimous.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to open the public hearing.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Ganese to open the public hearing and seconded by Mr. Nelson. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining. If not, the public hearing is now open. Anybody wishing to speak, come forward, state your name and address on there, and I'll check with the guy in the computer room. We're all set there, too. Thank you.
All right,
Anybody wishing to speak?
Mr. Chairman, seeing no one running to the forefront, and we get the thumbs down so no one's online, I'd like to make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Ganese to close the public hearing, and Mr. Nelson seconding it. Mr. Chase?
Yes.
Mr. Neal?
Yes.
Mr. Ganese?
Yes.
Mr. Malaby?
Yes.
Mr. Myers?
Yes.
Mr. Nelson?
Yes.
Chair votes it yes also. Do we have no waivers? None requested? Anything from the board, Mr. Nelson?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have a couple of questions on primarily sheet 1 of 3. I'm looking at the legend, and I see property line, building, setback line, and easement line, but there are some dotted lines that are apparently boundary lines to be extinguished, and then there are solid lines, which are new lines to be added. And I'm just wondering if it's reasonable to ask that you would actually put call-out notes to those and say boundary line to be extinguished, boundary line to be added, because it's a little confusing. And I also note that the same dotted line is used between the drainage easement and the new lot, map 28, lot 1, as is used for the building setback line, and I'm wondering if you want to call out the easement line separate from the setback line.
Yeah, so the lines to be extinguished, we could change any of those line type. We can make 3 unique line types, so it's more clear. Typically, the lines to be extinguished, we have that like a Z shape through them, and those are the lines that are going to be extinguished. And as far as the setback and the easement line, I see that now. They should be slightly smaller dashes on the easement line, so I can make sure that that's revised.
And just make sure that whatever you do is also added to the legend.
Yep.
Thank you.
Any further questions from the board? Mr. LaRue, any comments?
No comments?
So seeing none,
All right, Mr. Chairman, seeing there's no other comments, I'm going to make a motion of finding of facts. Move to find the proposed plan does not alter existing conditions which would affect access to the lots, ensuring the health, safety, and welfare of the neighborhood remains unchanged as a result of the adjustment to the lot line, lot merger, and 2-lot subdivision plan. The board finds the proposal will provide for future expansion of a local community service establishment business on the parcel, as well as provide for an additional housing opportunity for a single-family home.
Second.
we have a motion by Mr. Ganese, and we have a second by Mr. Nelson. Starting with Mr. Chase.
Yes.
Mr. Neal.
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Ganese.
Yes.
Mr. Malaby.
Yes.
Mr. Myers.
Yes.
Mr. Nelson.
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
All right, so Mr. Chairman, if there's no other comments, questions, or concerns, I'd like to make a motion to approve this. So I move to approve pursuant to RSA 676:4, Roman numeral 3, expedited review for the following conditions, subject to the owner's signature, subject to an on-site inspection by the town engineer, establish escrow for the settings of the bounds, and certify the bounds have been set, establish appropriate escrow as required to complete the project, submit an 11/17 plot plan showing the new lots and addresses as assigned by the fire department and the new parcel ID numbers as assigned by the assessing department, obtain written approval from the planning director, designate that the GIS disk is received and operable and complies with LDCR section 170-24-14C, conditions precedent shall be met within 6 months. Submission of appropriate recording fees payable by the Rockingham County Registry of Deeds. This includes a $25 L-chip fee, recording fees for the Mylar, and a notice of decision, and also,
To clarify the line styles as discussed during the presentation.
yes.
Second.
Second?
Me. Second.
Okay, Mr. Ganese made the motion. Mr. Andy Myers made the second, starting with Mr. Chase.
Yes.
Mr. Healy.
Yes.
Mr. Ganese.
Yes.
Mr. Malaby.
Yes.
Mr. Myers.
Yes.
Mr. Nelson.
Yes.
And the chair makes that unanimous. So welcome on your first phase of this project. Looks like it's straightening up pretty good out there, and just opening it up looks a lot cleaner.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
I like the little bench out there, too.
So with that, any board member comments? Do I hear a motion?
Well, I'm going to have one comment. I just want to wish, Thanksgiving's next week, and I just
Oh,
want to
yeah.
wish everybody a happy and safe Thanksgiving, and enjoy the family and eat and just have fun.
And to the public, and be safe out there, please.
Thank you, Mr. Grenies.
Thank you all. So is there a motion?
So moved.
So we have a motion?
Second.
And all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? We are closed.